Indigbo Youth Council, to the police, they said, do not put the wrath of IPOB members on test during the 14th February funeral. This is an Igbo social gathering, Ohanaeze Indigbo Youth Council worldwide. On Tuesday, they sent a solid notice to the Nigerian police to deflect any type of conflict with the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, as the entombment of the guardians of the parents of Nnamdi Kanu will be laid to rest on 14th of February. The gathering made this known in an announcement marked by the President and Secretary General of Ohanaeze Indigbo Youth Council around the world, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzoro and Mazi Oku Nnabuike, and this was sent to Daily Post in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Surprisingly, this impromptu announcement peruses to some extent. We ask security specialists to not to taste the rage of Biafra fomenters or Indigbo, as the paramount ruler of Afaruku community, Eze Kanu, and his wife will be laid to rest on February 14th. The Ohanaeze youth, young people will not endure any type of terrorizing, badgering, provocative demonstration of power, capture and slaughtering of any Igbo man under the pretense of keeping up harmony where there is no emergency. As you all know, there have been issues as regards the activities of the military police in the hometown of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His parents passed away as a result of the shock they took when the military under Buhari, under his command, went down to his hometown to disrupt and some say to kill, to steal, and to destroy. He had to escape for his life, and ever since then, he has been out of Nigeria. There are talks in different quarters that he might want to return back to Nigeria, to Biafra land, but we don't know what it is anyway. But if he returns or he does not return, there are a lot of family members that can be there to support, to put his parents in peace. But there is this police officer, this CP, is called Okon, is the Commissioner of Police in Abia State. He has been on loggerheads with the group IPOB, as he claimed that it has been proscribed as a terrorist organization, just like ISWAP, Boko Haram, and the rest of the groups that have been proscribed terrorist group. And he said there must be no gathering of any sort of any member, anyone putting on the regalia, putting on any inscription that indicates IPOB or Biafra or any of that such. But, when you realize that a country such as we have, an inspired entity such as this, you realize that there will be a lot of saboteurs. You realize that there will be people that will be sympathetic, and there will be people that will decide not to be in the same line. They will decide not to be in the same pathway as that of productive ideologies or movement. And that is what is happening right now, as the police is gearing up to combat whatever they claim they are going to combat during the burial. And they said the villagers, the people in the town of Afaruku should warn IPOB members to desist from attending, and they don't want any of such. That is what they are saying. Now, the Ohanaeze Youth Council is now sending a warning to them. They said, we remind the police on the need to stop further utilization of provocative and prompting media discharges and meetings to cause the fierceness of the individuals during the internment customs of the vital leader of the Afaruku people group, Eze Kanu, and a significant other, as there will be convergence of outside dignitaries from everywhere throughout the world. Let it be known that dignitaries from everywhere throughout the world will utilize the chance to survey if the claims of badgering leveled against the Nigerian police and army on IPOB are valid. Furthermore, we encourage the Commissioner of Police, CP Okon of Abia State Police, to pull back his danger of releasing anarchy against its residents and strategically delicate open expression of remorse to IPOB. In fact, some groups out there asked Buhari to attend the burial, or send dignitaries or send some representatives to attend the burial, as a sign that they are in solidarity and they are also showing empathy. The people of Biafra instigators are not brutal, according to what Ohanaeze youth are saying in nature, and they say they are not brutal in nature, and CPO Con ought not to make a chance to avail this violence that some claim is definitely going to happen on that day. IPOB is not a terrorist organization. They do not have weapons that we have seen, and they are not killing themselves like how Boko Haram and Issu does. We, the apex of Indigo, the Ohanaeze will connect with all partners to turn away avoidable capture or murdering of any Igbo youth during the burial rites, they said. Consequently, any gathering, be that as it may, approached IPOB to cast off any incitement. So that would turn the interment of the guidance of their pioneer, Nnamdi Kanu, into the carnage of honest carnage that people are already looking into. Let it be known that we encourage Biafra instigators. We do not encourage anybody to instigate violence, particularly IPOB individuals. We do not encourage any of that. That is what they said. IPOB should join forces on that day to make sure that there is peace and there is no violence or an opportunity for the interment, for the burial to become an aggression, to become a violent event, which would be a disgrace, as I would say, to the HRM Isaac Kanu and also the community of Afaruku. Finally, the IPOB ought not to permit any rehash of Orafite miserable episode, and that they ought not to connect with security specialists at all, meaning no contention with them. IPOB ought to also seek to guarantee that they turn away avoidable slaughter during the entombment. Now, they say they use this opportunity to call on IPOB individuals or any IPOB members not to show any form of banners or garbs or regalias, as there are no motivations to lose. There is no reason for anybody to lose their life during that, as the king and the queen of Afaruku should be laid to rest in peace and not in pieces. Now, you know what it is. This is an opportunity for some of these Fulani sympathizers and some groups of people that have personal interest. Okon is from, I think, from Calabar or somewhere, Akwa Ibom or some of those regions. They're part of Biafra. And maybe he doesn't have, he's not sharing the same opinion as I have seen that some, I'm not saying everyone, in Biafra are not having that harmony amongst themselves. Some minorities among the group, they claim that the Igbos are kind of using so much authority on them, and they are muscling on them and pushing them out like they don't have a voice. And it seems that it's the Igbo man that is the top of all the show. And they are not happy. They claim that they are betraying them and all of that. But let us put all of this aside now. We don't need to sit down on this. It's time for us to call a spade and sit down to discuss. Everybody has a stake in the productivity that will eventually come after the break of Nigeria, a country that has expired. So it's time for people to sit down together and iron out their differences, come down to the drawing table, and let every young people throw away. Yes, we know there are issues here and there, ethnic issues back and forth. We know all of that. It's time for even the South to come together and come as one so as to achieve this. The death of a lot of people during the Civil War, and also the death of people during this just short time issues that came on with the IPOB members, Biafrans, and the rest of the death of these people. Their blood should not be in vain, and there shouldn't be any need for any bloodshed during this burial. Yes, some people might be angry. They might, want to take laws into their own hands and say, well, this is our land. This is Biafra land. We are not going to accept any command, any direction, any control from any police officer or from any military personnel, from Buhari, from these Hausa Fulanis and all of that. But what I need to let everyone know that the blood of anybody in Biafra land, the blood of anybody in the South is not worth shedding because someone needs to prove a point to Hausa Fulani. There are ways at which things such as this can be handled. One of them is how Nnamdi Kanu himself exited Nigeria. He would have stood and said, I'm going to fight them when they came to my father's compound. After all, it is his father's compound. But he decided to shift ground so as to reinvent himself and plan. That's what it is for now. What's your own take about Ohanaeze? A lot of people are not happy with Ohanaeze. They are not happy with some other groups. They say they are speaking from two sides of their mouth. Well, whatever it is, maybe they took bribe, maybe they didn't take bribe. But for every messenger, there is always a message. Right now, the message of IPOB is enough is enough. We are breaking away from a contraption, a country that has expired. What's your take? Drop it at the comment section below. And while that, if you are not a member of this channel, we can grow it together by you simply tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. And if you are already a member of this channel, I will keep saying thanks for the support.